before we only celebrate Women's Month every March 8, diba? So, napag-desisyonan namin na buong month na lang siya. So, ay, ako nagdesisyon na buong month na lang. So, sabi nga nila, yung kung ano yung mga nagagawa ng mga babae, ganun na rin ang nagagawa. Kung ano yung nagagawa ng mga lalaki, ganun na rin ang nagagawa ng mga babae. So, pagbigyan natin sila, dahil nga naman kabuwanan nila ngayon.
Kabuwanan? Buwan nila ngayon.
Buwan nila ngayon. Because of that, we have here our very own. So, dalawa sila sa mga empowered women ng BJMP. I mean, BJNHS. Parang kulungan kasi yung BJMP. So, BJNHS, nandito sila ngayon at i-interviewin natin sila. Unahin natin si Ma'am Kate.
Si Ma'am Chat.
Si Ma'am Chat pala. O sige, si Ma'am Chat na lang. Okay, so enjoy the food also. Ayan.
Kita yung phone ko.
Chat.
Hi! Thank you for having me here, Sir Drew.
So, welcome. Very much welcome. And si Ma'am Kate naman. Okay.
Hi! Thanks, Drew, for having us here.
Okay, so English teacher sila kaya nahihirapan akong makisabay sa kanila. So, sana maintindihan yung sasabihin nila, no? Kasi... Okay, so... First question. So, how do we define unempowered women? So, sinong unang sasagot sa inyong dalawa?
Actually, we have our own definition of an empowered woman. Okay, so for example, tinanong mo ko, I have my definition. Miss Kate has her own definition. Sir Drew has her own definition. So, all the definitions are accepted naman, okay? But the definition of what is an empowered woman has been debated and discussed since the 19th century all over the globe, okay? So, on one hand, many supports the good definition of it. On the other hand, some people criticize it because it's somewhat feminist, okay? But really, women empowerment and promoting women's rights have evolved over the decades, and it becomes a powerful topic of conversation to many and has inspired and motivated new frontiers. Right, Miss Kate?
Right.
Grabe naman yung sagot niya. So, hopefully guys, na intindihan natin. Okay, so let's see. Tingnan naman natin yung magiging sagot ni Ma'am Kate sa tanong na how do we define unempowered women?
Ayan. Hi, everybody. Ayun, since nabanggit din ni Sir Drew kanina na birth month ko ito, so I would just like to tell everybody na baka naman, please like and subscribe to Miss Kate's Skates. Ayan. Kasi I'll have my birthday vlogs. And for me, ano nga bang empowered women? The very goal of women empowerment is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. I do agree on this one, but come to think of it, it's much more than that. And later, as we go along with this talk, maybe ang viewers natin ang makakasagot niyan.
Nakakaba naman kausapin yung mga empowered women.
Yun na, second question.
Okay, so second question. Let's go to the second question. So, syempre, since na-define na nila yung what is empowered women, alamin naman natin ano yung secret nila. So, what is the secret para maging empowered women? So, unahin natin uling sinong maunang sumagot sa niya. Okay, so, since kanina nauna si Ma'am Chat na sumagot, si Ma'am Kate naman ang unahin nating sumagot ngayon. Tama ba yung question? Okay, so, tama ng question. So, tingnan natin ang sagot ni Ma'am Kate.
So, my secret is to have a real and deep relationship and connection with God. Yung prayer and yung Bible reading, napakahalaga nun. Sabi nga, a week without a prayer makes one week. So, manghihina ka talaga emotionally, physically, spiritually, without communication with God. And through prayer, you are sending your thoughts, your hinaing, your sumbong, your emotion, you're expressing your emotions, yung reklamo mo kay Lord. And through the Bible reading, you will know His answers kasi the Bible is our roadmap of life. So, yun yung secret ko.
Thank you for that wonderful answer. Because the question is wonderful also. So, being in touch with God is wonderful at totoo, true naman na siya yung makakatulong sa atin na ma-achieve natin yung isang goal with the prayer. So, let's hear the answer of Miss Chat.
Alright, so I agree naman with Ma'am Kix. It's really a must for us to be or to stay connected with God. We need to communicate with God. So to answer the question on how I become an empowered woman or what is my definition of it, like that. So it should, everything should come first to yourself. You need to trust yourself, love yourself, believe in yourself, because you can give much more out of yourself if you start everything with yourself. So those things, you trust yourself, you believe yourself, you love yourself, equals to confidence, full confidence. So for example, how can you love others if you don't love yourself? How can you believe on others if you don't believe yourself? So you start it all with yourself. So it is equals to confidence, and confidence, it starts with C, and it will be multiplied with all the C's like communication, connection, collaboration, and everything. You build everything starting within yourself. So how do you influence others? So if you have that full confidence within you, so you can influence them or leave a legacy. For example, simple things like makasalubong mo yung kakilala mo sa daan early morning. So you tell that person, oh, you look good today, good morning, your smile brightens my day. So that will give a big impact to that person the rest of the day, all throughout the day. Pero kung sa morning, binati ka, hindi mo siya nireplyan or binati, wala namang mawawala sa'yo, it will affect the entire mood of that person. So simple acts, okay, from the confidence from yourself will affect the life of the others. So it may be just for a day, but they will remember you from that positive vibe that you give them. Okay, so ganun yung definition ko. Simple things lang, and everything should start within yourself. So yun yan, Sir Ju.
Di pa yan ready,
Kaya tumuturo yung tumawa ako.
Nga lang. Masasabi ko maganda yung sagot nila. Nabigla ako sa mga sagot nila. Grabe. Ang gaganda ng mga sagot nila. Parang hindi scripted. Any tips para maging empowered women? Ano yung maaari mong ibahagi sa amin? Or mga tips para maging isang empowered women? Okay, so let's hear from Ma'am Chat.
So Miss Kates and I have carefully selected the tips that we are to give you. So we've come up with the two versions. So the first version is how to become an empowered woman in general, and the other one is the biblical way. Okay, so we start with the version 1. So the first one, I'll be the first one to give you tip, is don't be ashamed of your independence. Okay? So when we say independence, and I have observed that many women just prefer to stay at home. They don't want to go outside because they are shy to be alone. Okay, so even if you don't have your friends or your partner with you, it's alright that you go out sometimes and not just stay at home. Okay, so parang nakikita natin is may mga babae na pupunta nung college tayo or kahit ngayon nagtatrabaho tayo, pupunta sa CR, samahan mo ko, or kaya pupunta sa mall, samahan mo ko. So kailangan may kasama sila, di ba? So we should not be ashamed of our independence. We should be proud of ourselves na tayo ito kaya natin gawin, kaya nating mag-dine out. So parang saludo ako doon sa mga na kayang kumain mag-isa, mag-dine in mag-isa, or they go out to the mall, they are confident na naglalakad sila. And because of that, it makes them look really good, okay? They know their rights, they know that they are empowered, and it shows, it vibrates from their aura or personality. So that is the first one. Don't be ashamed of your independence as a woman, okay?
Ayan. So, tip number 2, stay positive. The power of positive thinking is immense. The positivity breeds success. happiness and positive actions that will help you and inspire you and other people to think positively as well and cope up with the hard times and less stress. So all powerful women are positive and they tackle all their problems with a smile on their faces. Don't let anyone and anything to bring you down. If you need to cope with a heartbreak, do it. You can even sing. Nasa vlog ko pa nga yun eh, yung kumakanta ako ng paubaya. You are smart, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are definitely going to find your Mr. Right.
Okay, let's have number 3. So number 3 is speak up. Okay, if you want to say something, speak up. Say it. As long as it doesn't hurt or harm anyone and you have your point, don't be shy to speak up. Okay? Your voice matters. Okay? Your emotions, your feelings, your ideas can be accepted only if you speak up. Do not contain those things to yourself. Let others know what you want to tell them or what idea are in your mind. Okay, you just share it to others. Hindi nyo alam, baka mamaya yung mga sinasabi nyo ay kailangan pala ng iba. May mapupulot sila sa inyo, may makukuha sila sa inyo. So do not be ashamed of your idea. Huwag kang matatakot na baka mali ako. Don't be afraid to be rejected. Okay, so if you, for example, your opinion is rejected, so just change into your experience. In every situation, you learn something. What matters is that you always speak up. Okay, with point. That is an empowered woman.
Number 4, learn to say no. If you don't want to work on a weekend, say no to your coworker or to your boss. If you don't want to go on a date, even if the guy is nice, say no. Doing too much things at once won't make you an empowered woman. And doing the things that you don't want do not make you happier. So, just because you are strong and smart doesn't mean you should help everyone and do everything. Number 5.
Number 5, cope with your problems on you. Bakit kasi baka sarili to? It doesn't mean that you're not gonna accept the advice of your friends or your parents or your partners or whomsoever around you. You still need those advice. You listen to them, okay? So it is it depends on you what to do or what to follow from those advices. But what matters is that a decision should come first to yourself. A solution should come first to yourself. You should not be dependent on other solution to your problem. It is yourself. So learn how to decide, learn how to think of solution with your problem. You should be responsible with that solution or any solution to that. It is your responsibility. So the pros and cons, you bear it, you accept it, and you learn from it. So it is alright. So magkaiba kasi yung makikinig ka sa advice ng mga tao sa paligid mo, pero dapat alam mo kung alin yung susundin mo or hindi. So we have too much respect with men. So they decide from their own, but you as a woman, let's break the bias. We can also decide from our own, okay? And that is another tip on how to become an empowered woman.
Yeah, number 6, empower other women to live a happy life. Powerful women always help others. They volunteer at shelters, help other people to cope with the hard times, inspire them to live a happy life, set good example, and show other women that they can be strong as well and independent as you are. So help them embrace themselves and celebrate their lives.
Number 7. Happy lang tayo kasi morning na morning. Baka sabihin nyo, ang heaven man ng pakiramdam, umaga. So number 7, set powerful goals. Okay? So how can you be an empowered woman? You need to have goals. Okay? A life is not complete without goals. We set our goals the time or the moment that we wake up in the morning, or our week goals, our month goals, our long-term goals. Okay? So after setting your goals is equivalent to your dreams. So if you have your goals, you have your dreams, you have your ambition. It's okay to be ambitious. Okay? It means that you have this long-term plans in your life. Okay, so planning is very important. It is equivalent to your life goals. So with these goals, you need to have your objectives to achieve these goals. So the importance of goals is that you are guided. Okay, you won't be confused on the next thing that you are to do. So little by little, step by step, life is a cycle. It's separate. We have our procedures. We cannot jump in one situation to other. We need to undergo or to step into the ladder of success. So with these goals, by putting our efforts in achieving them through our objectives, we can be in the future a complete, empowered woman.
Oo, para mabilis.
Okay.
Okay. So narinig natin yung sinabi nila Ma'am Kate and Ma'am Chat in general tips. Let's hear naman kung ano yung Bible version na kasabihin nila para sa atin.
So this is the version 2, the biblical way of how to be an empowered woman. So sinamarize na namin ni Ma'am Chat yung Proverbs 31 and we come up with this one. So number 1, in verse 10, it says, an excellent wife is difficult to find, but when she is found, she is far more than precious than a jewel. It appears that the Proverbs 31 spent all the days doing good unto others, starting with his husband. Number 2,
Okay, so number 2, she was a woman of character who could be trusted.
number 3, in verse 13 to 15, she was not afraid to get her hands dirty, was a friend of economy, and kept a tight schedule. She invested wisely and she was never far from spendthrift. Because of her wisdom with money, she had her own property with a vineyard. And in verse 16, she was a business savvy.
Number 4, in verse 17, she is a strong woman. Okay? And in verse 18 and 21, she is the one who thinks ahead of the game.
Number 5, her wisdom and kindness not only extend to her family, but also to those who are poor. That's in verse 20.
Number 6, and it's included in verse 26. She is hardworking, faithful, and wise, as seen by her actions. She is also noted to be a woman who opens her mouth only with wisdom.
And kindness. And number 7, they, her family, praised her for all her works. It's in verse 28 to 29.
Many women spend their days trying to preserve beauty which only fades and be alluring, which is not simply real. That is included in verse 30. Ikaw na kasi.
Ay, ano pala? Wait lang. Ito na.
Busy-busy siya sa pag-vlog niya. Okay, so Ma'am Kate, ikaw na uli.
However, Proverbs 31 concludes by pointing this woman's source of beauty. Ito yung beauty secret niya. She feared the Lord. That is in verse 30. She honored and rejoiced in the Lord, and that is the source of her strength and beauty.
Ikaw na kasi, Drew.
Oo, ikaw na.
Ako na pala.
Ending mo na yan. Ay,
Okay.
hindi pala.
Meron pa pa?
Wow, ang epic nun.
Wow, ang epic nun.
Wow. Wow, ang epic nun. Okay, for the last question, what is your OPM or one-point message to be an empowered woman?
So our OPM or our one-point message to be an empowered woman is
Being strong,
being independent,
being confident,
being spiritual. So our OPM or our one-point message to be an empowered woman is to
be strong,
be independent,
be confident,
be spiritual, equal to equal to empowered.
Last-
Yan na.
Close.
Close na.
Closing na.
Parang gusto mo.
Parang ayaw mo. Ano ito sabi?
Ako lang pala.
Medyo nabudol ako sa part na to kasi akala ko
Mag-vlog lang ako.
magbablog lang ako. Yung pala ako magpe-play sa StreamYard. Ako rin mag-e-edit. Parang program ko pala to. Okay, so maraming salamat Ma'am Kate and Ma'am Chat sa lahat ng mga answer nyo. Malaking tulong sa kababaihan at the same time sa mga kalalakihan yung mga tips na ipinamahagi nyo sa amin. And again, let's call on Sir Pong for the feeling na feeling. So, joke lang. Joke lang po, Sir Pong. So, thank you very much sa lahat ng mga nanood and I hope meron kayong natutunan. Meron tayong nakuhang mga wisdom, no? From their tips and other mga pinagsasabi nila kanina. Once again, let's be one in celebrating Women's Month.
Hi, sir.
So, ayun po. Maraming salamat. Ang shoutout din sila.
Wait lang.
Shout out.
Shut up.
Shout out kay Ma'am Ali, Cindy, June. Love you all.
Shoutout sa mga Malditas ng Bonifacio Javier National High School, kay Ma'am June Orane,
Pizza
kay
kayo.
Ma'am Alaysa Dio, ang Ellen Adarna ng
At
Ellen,
ang magiging muse ng BJMT.
at kay Sexing Ma'am Cindy na ang favorite na kulay ay